Hello everyone, this is Nishant from DAX Week. So we are back. It's another Thursday, and we're gonna just look at some other functions of Power BI. And I'll tell you a bit more about the background. So today we are going to discuss the filter function. Filter functions lets you calculate in the current context, in the current filter context. So whatever you define as a filter context, you can calculate as per that. Filter function is basically a table function. It creates a table on the backend and lets you do custom or dynamic calculations. So I am going to discuss two of very important usages of filter function. The first is this one. So we'll go and see what I've done here. So right now I just don't want you to look at this. Let me delete this. Okay. What I'm going to do is I want to calculate my total sales of one city and another state. So basically, I want to calculate the sales of Los Angeles or not and Los Angeles or Alabama. So if I write this in my calculate function that give me calculate total sales, wherein my state is Alabama, I'm sorry for this, Alabama, and city is sorry or city is Los Angeles. So we are correct, right? We just want to calculate total sales wherein the state is Alabama or Los Angeles. We press enter and an error is thrown by Power BI. So it says that the expressions contain multiple columns because these are two columns. State and city are separate columns in the backend. Also, I would want to show you. So these are two different columns, right? So basically, there are two different columns, and it says that the expression refers to multiple columns, but only a single column can be used for a true or false expression. But we are using two expressions. We cannot use two. We can only use one when we are using calculate. But then the filter function would help us and let us do this calculation inside calculate function as well. So we'll go and we'll just select filter and we'll filter this table. This is a sample table wherein so what filter does, I just want to explain that as well. It returns a table that has been filtered. So we are just filtering this table, and the expression we would write is state is equal to Alabama or city is equal to Los Angeles. Now when we do this, this works absolutely fine. I've just dragged this measure only. This is so I'll just drag this filter one here, and this is 175.85k, which gives me the total of sales coming from Alabama or Los Angeles. So what it does is it's on the back end, it creates a virtual table wherein world table is created, wherein the table selects all the Alabama rows and the Los Angeles rows, and it gives you the sales number. But when we do calculate, we can only use one filter at a time. We cannot, I mean, we can use two filters, but then it has to be in and conditions. Alabama and Los Angeles. We cannot have two expressions from two different columns. We can only have one expression from a certain single column, right? So this is one usage wherein the filter function is very helpful, which helps us define the columns in the entire table and gives us the dynamic calculations. The second one is, so this is the second one. So what I'm doing here is I've just dragged my order date here, and I'll just remove it from here. This is the filter 2. So the second usage, what is the most important second usage of this function is I want to calculate my running sales, right? So these are my running sales on per date. So every day my sales are different. But what I want to do is I want to just include a running total here, right? So what I've written in my filter 2 is I'll just remove this. So calculate total sales, filter filter table. So what table? I would want all the in all the rows, all the dates should return. So on every each row, my all dates are being returned, right? So for example, on 3rd January, on 5th January, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all the dates would return. Third from starting to bottom. The third to whatever the dates are there. So all the dates would return on a single row. Third to the max date in this data set. So filtering all when date order date is less than equal to max of order date. It might be a bit confusing to you, but I'll explain in detail now. So as soon as I press enter, this will work fine, and we drag it the filter to here, and we can see the cumulative total. Now the objective of this video is not to just let you recite this DAX, but I'll also explain what is happening here. So we are filtering all the dates. So all the dates are returned on each row, and when the date is less than equal to the max date. So function is this, then when the date is less than equal to the max date. Why we are using max here? To tell you that for the current row context, this is the max date. So we need to just aggregate it, so that on 7th January, this is the on 7th, this is the max date, 7th. So it is returning all the dates here, but it should be less than the max date. That's the reason we are using less than max date. So it returns all the date on this, but it has to be less than the max date. So it gives you the 4818. So that is how you calculate, you use filter to do custom or dynamic calculations, which calculate functions fails to do separately. Obviously there are a lot of combinations with filter function as well. You can use sum x, you can use average x, you can use count x. I'll let you do all that stuff, but if you have any questions, anything which comes up to your mind that is this a situation where we can use a filter function, or we can do it without the filter function? So let me know that. Let me just write in your comment boxes. Just like and subscribe to my channel. It'll really help you to understand DAX in a very deep and intuitive way. So thank you so much for your time. Have a good day. Bye bye.